morning. It is Saturday. The sun is shining here. It's not raining for the first time this week. Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Dustin. I have a wonderful guest today. Her name is Brandi. I have been following her on Instagram for some time and watching her transformation and seeing all the cool stuff that she does. And we're going to talk about that today. Let me go ahead and bring her over. How are you doing today, Brandi?
I am good. It is sunny in Seattle, so that is great.
Bright and sunny in Seattle. That sounds not very often, yeah?
Yeah, no, not often. Not often. We have it I think today, tomorrow, and then it goes back to rain and cloud for the next, who knows, week or 2 or 3.
Well, I'm glad you're here with me, and I wanted to talk, and I was excited to have you come on because I've been watching you for a while, interacting with your posts and such, and one of the first people that I've had on that doesn't have a YouTube channel. As far I looked, I didn't see one. I don't know if you have one or not, but
Yeah.
and so I just kind of wanted to touch base and see. I know you've been through a lot, and I wanted to touch base and see kind of what led you to where you are now and what kind of kicked things off for you. Like what was going on for you?
Yeah. So, well, it all started 2020. Because I never had social media. Well, I had social media when I was 18, 20, and then I stopped, and I didn't have social media for years. Well, COVID happened, and it's actually funny. I got a dog, a Frenchton, and I thought he was the cutest thing. So I started a dog Instagram, and I had this dog account, and then 2020 COVID happens, we get locked down, and I start seeing keto accounts. I had no idea what keto was. And I start following these people, but I'm on this dog account, hiding behind a dog picture, So I started to feel weird, and I was like, maybe I should make a different account because I do want to try keto and start a weight loss journey. And so I chose the obese to dime piece because I was pretty obese at the time, and started that Instagram. And so we started keto. And for the first 5 months or so doing keto, my husband and I, we did really good. And I lost probably I think 30 pounds right off the bat. But I noticed that with keto for me, I would binge a lot when I would have my cheat days because I felt like it was so restrictive for me. So I feel from 2020 on until really last year, I was just kind of yo-yo dieting. I was drinking ketones and thought that, drink versus diet. If I drank these ketones, I could just eat whatever. And obviously that's not the case, you gotta
That's kind of like when I see the influencers who sell those, I kind of see that's kind of the branding they put on. I'm like, you don't have to diet. You can just drink these. And I'm like, how does that even work?
No, you totally do. And you have to drink a crap ton of water, or you just retain all the water, and just no, and they make you puffy, and there's so much sodium in them. It's insane how much sodium's actually in that. So I don't think people are realizing you actually need to drink a crap ton of water when you're drinking them as well. And you have to diet. You can't eat like crap and drink these ketones every day and you're just magically going to be skinny, And that's how it's got promoted. And, that's how I seen it when I first got on Instagram, and the girl who I was following, I thought she was so great and was literally would probably bought anything, she was promoting, and she was promoting these ketones. And I'm like, oh God, I have to have those because I'm doing the keto diet. And no, that's definitely a crock of shit. And keto's so easy if people just stuck to the basics. But for me, it was just, I love food. I just love food. And I couldn't part with the bread, man. It's too hard for me. And the keto bread, I mean, I tried it, but it just didn't work. So anyways, fast forward, 2020 did keto. Then we started traveling a lot, kind of that 2021. So I wasn't dieting, more like drinking a lot and just like working out, yo-yo dieting, going from like 160, maybe 155, going back to 175, just nonstop. Well, then 2021, I found out Christmas Eve that I was pregnant with my son. And I didn't plan, we did that. It wasn't planned. And so obviously, quit drinking, whatever. And had my son, and then I like slipped into like a really deep depression and was just like, I don't want this. I don't want this family. I don't want a son. Like, this life was not for me, and again, online, start, seeing this drink and like called happy juice and like these happy hormone things like floating around. And I watched it for like a month and I was like, whatever, like, what's it, lose if I try it? And so I ordered. And after a couple months, I started like feeling like myself and coming back on my stories. And it was like July of last year, I was just like, okay, I'm sick of my shit. Like, I need to get it together. And I started walking just 20 minutes a day, just every single day out there walking with my son with the stroller every day. And then like being more mindful of my eating for the first like 30 days in July, like all of July, I like wrote down every single thing that I was eating so that I kind of like was aware, like, then I'd be like, okay, well, after I had this meal, like I felt really good and I was full, and I just kept doing that and drinking water. And I swear, like, I'm now down 70 pounds. And it was just like, I feel like the consistency of like sticking with my products, but like actually walking and not just binge eating because I'm like trying to yo-yo diet, like just eating when I'm hungry, stopping. And then now it's like, I can't even believe that I'm down, over 70 pounds. Like when I look in the mirror, I don't think it's me. And then it's hard because people are always like, how did you lose so much weight? You must have did this, this, and this. And it's hard because I don't know. I don't know how I did it. I just did it and it's hard, right? Like what song is that's going around? So yeah, now it's like a lifestyle change though that I have to keep going because I don't want to slip back. Like I feel like I always have. I finally like found something that's like working and then I need to stick with it.
So how do you find consistency in this?
Oh
Because
man.
I think consistency is going to be key there. Where, like, obviously none of us are perfect. I mean, I'm a food addict. I have food, overeating tendencies. Food addiction is huge with me and has been for as long as I can remember. So
Mhm.
for me, consistency is what I strive for. So because I know that I'm never going to be perfect. So like consistency over perfection. So how do you find consistency?
Yeah, so I mean, God, and it's so hard. I guess like lately I just been like telling myself like, do I want to complain, you know, because I'm tired from a workout or because I woke up at 4 a.m. and actually got shit done that day? Or do I want to complain because I didn't get up at 4 a.m. I'm now behind on work. I didn't go and do that walk. I feel fat. Like, it's like I have to sit and tell myself like, pick your hard, and like my husband also, like, I honestly like strive to be like this fucking guy. Like every morning, like he started Happy Juice in October and he's down over 50 pounds. Every morning he just wakes up, makes his juice, takes his pill and goes every day. Like fucking, I don't know, like he gets up every morning at like 3:30 every single day. And like, I guess seeing that consistency, I'm like, dang, I want to be like that guy. I haven't conquered waking up at 4 a.m. I like tell myself still. Like
Sometimes we're going to
I'm
bed
more
at
of
4
like a
a.m.
7 a.m. is like my sweet spot. Like I'll get up at 4 a.m. and then my son, because he sleeps with us still, he just like wants to cuddle. And I feel like that's always my excuse. I'm like, I couldn't get out of bed because, my son. And then 7 a.m. I'm up. But like I strive to like have that consistency like him. And so I feel like that keeps me going because I'm like, man, I feel like if we work hard now for our family, then later we won't have to like work so hard. And plus, like we want to, get healthy. We've actually been having like, a couple family members that like diagnosed, with cancer. My dad just looking at his health deteriorating and like he don't take care of himself. And I'm like, dang, I'm 34, but time's just going by so fast. Like I want to be there with my son, and like run around, and I want to be that, that baseball mom if that's what he does or whatever. I've always like wanted that. So it's like I want to get healthy now. I don't want to just keep having these excuses of another summer goes by and I'm disappointed that I didn't do anything because I wasn't consistent for literally like I walk 20 minutes a day. Like that's it. Like that's all I have time for. And I mean I lost 70 pounds just walking 20 minutes a day and drinking this juice, for my gut health. And it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think kind of going back to like I think kind of like the ketone stuff, like I want to say like I always being like a kid of the 90s because I was born in 79, so I'm 44. Um there was always all these products on because commercials where you would see ads now, but like commercials that would talk about things like hydroxycut and all
Oh,
these
yeah, my
things.
dad used to take that.
Yeah, and like if you think back about it, like what's the hydroxy? It's beta hydroxybutyrate, so it's ketones.
Yeah.
So it's like ketones have kind of been in the marketplace for a while, but I remember it's just like when you start putting like that two and two together, like okay, so hydroxy, the hydroxy, the beta hydroxybutyrate, like oh. So
Yeah.
they've been selling this stuff for a long time, kind of having at least the understanding that like a body in ketosis is more is a fat burning body, right? So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so like you're obviously utilizing fat for fuel and such instead of being dependent on sugars and carbs and all that stuff. And I'm not necessarily an advocate for everybody to do keto or whatever. Um, I think for me here, making sure that people are doing what works for them and what they can be, how they can be
Yeah.
consistent.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, whether you're vegan or keto or carnivore, and I think I've been seeing a lot in the niche lately across the board is there's been a division where people are like, I'm carnivore and keto's not right because it's carnivore and things like that. So I'm always looking to talk to people who have done things a little unorthodox or away from keto, or like you started keto but you're not necessarily keto now probably.
Yeah.
And
No. And I noticed when I was keto, like, yeah, they advertise so many snacks, and for newbies, people need to realize like eating all those keto snacks, no, you are not gonna lose the weight. And like I see these girls on here and they're like, they've been keto for like over a year and they look the same, but they're like, because they're constantly just shoving these keto snacks in their mouth. And, they're like, oh, but I'm doing keto. But they're like, oh, let's eat high key cookies and, oh,
And
these,
we're guilty of that too, right? Like, so
yeah.
my wife and I, we do reviews. We do reviews of all this stuff.
Oh,
And so, I mean, and usually a bulk of the reviews come out very negative. They don't taste good, don't buy them, that kind of stuff.
yeah.
And I mean, obviously we do run across things, well, that tastes really good, but that means I probably shouldn't have it in the house type thing. But
Hmm.
we will stack and I'll do like a month and a half worth of videos in a night.
Yeah.
So then we've got it all out of the way, and then there's like a month and a half we're not, and outside of the fact that sometimes what we buy we still will eat because like
Yeah.
well we just spent $10 on this, $10 on this, $10 on
Yeah.
this. Because most of it, we're buying it all ourselves for the most part.
Yeah.
And so that's a problem. But at least it's once every like month and a half, or we haven't really, well, we've been slacking on the reviews, so we haven't done them in like 6 months. So
Mhm.
there's been a 6-month period where we haven't been trying new things. So we just did a batch of them this week. So we've got about 7 review videos coming
Uh-huh.
out, and I'll put one of those out a week. And so that'll be a while. So, but yeah, I mean, like that's the thing is because we started keto in like 2016,
Mm.
and the keto products were few and far between. And I
Yeah.
think that was paramount in our success, because we did go in and we did go and we were diligent with each other, so we didn't have cheat days or anything for months. We didn't have a
Yeah.
cheat day in the first few months, which looking back on it was kind of a unbelievable that we were able to, especially both of us being the way that we are. Like I'm a food addict, she's a food, we grew
Yeah.
up that way. And now like we do have planned cheat days, whatever. I got to come up with a better word than cheat, because I don't necessarily think it's cheating if you're planning on it and all that stuff. But
Yeah. No, and I feel like that's what happened with, so I would call it a cheat day. And mentally for me, it messed with me when I was doing keto. Like, I mean, just thought that cheat day, like I needed to literally eat every single thing that I was craving all in that one day, and then the next day I would just crave all this stuff that, obviously wasn't keto anymore. And just like, so then I would go on a binge for a few days, and then I'd be like, okay, I'm getting back on keto, back day one. And for me, it was like this never ending cycle. And I just couldn't, it didn't work for me. But what I noticed, is I lose weight and I gain weight really, really fast, but I lean out really fast if I am lower carb, obviously. But I actually don't eat, I feel like, a lot of carb, but rice is like something I just feel like I cannot give up. I don't know if it's the Japanese in me or what, but
I have a question. So here's a question for you. So Stephanie, Exposing Darkness, is asking, what is it that you and your husband are drinking every day?
oh yeah. So we drink a drink called Happy Juice. It has nootropics in it, boosts your serotonin. It has unique ingredients in the menabiotics, which also has probiotics in it that puts good bacteria into your gut, that flushes out bad bacteria and balances out your microbiome. And it helps balance out your cortisol, your blood sugars, your breath. It's an amazing drink. Like, it's insane. And it helps with, like, it has unique strains in the menabiotics that help with like your mental wellness, and it reduces stress and like anxious feelings. And I originally got the juice because I had the postpartum depression, and they say, oh, it heals your gut and all this stuff, but that's not what I was looking for at the time. I'm like, whatever, I've just had a baby, I'm gonna be fat for a while, like, I get it. But like, as like my mental clarity started coming back and I started feeling better about myself, like, everything else just started to fall into place. And then I started losing weight. And then my husband seen me when we were on our family vacation in October. He's like, because he thought it was a scam, because he seen me drink the ketones. And now when I bought the Happy Juice, he's like,
Is
really?
it the brand Amare,
Yeah.
AMARE? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because oh
Mare.
no, just to be clear though, that is a multi-level
Yeah.
marketing company that
Yep, it
promotes
is.
it. So
It's a
yeah.
multi-level marketing. And so, yeah, so when we bought it, right, and that's what I was thinking too, because I was a promoter for Prove It, right? Like, so when I bought the ketones, I loved them. I thought they were great. And the girl was like, you should share about them, And I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. Like, I don't know how to get on my stories, which I didn't. My first my first story actually was testing keto donuts. Literally, like, I was doing this story of all these donuts. I'm just yeah, just shoving them in my face. I go back to that story. It's just so funny to look at now. But she was like, you should, promote these. And I'm like, no, I don't think about that. And she's like, just do it. Well, she ended up talking me into like buying like a $2,000 pack, right? I swear to God, $2,000 for fucking ketones. And I buy this pack, and my husband's like, this is investment. You better get all our money back. And I'm like, I will. Oh my God. For years then, until after I had my son, because then I stopped, something changed in the product. Like they were making me physically sick when I was drinking them. Like I couldn't drink them anymore. And, yeah, I spent money for years and I never made, I think, more than like $1,000 in commission. And I bought that myself, because they tell you, a flavor would come out and they're like, oh, you got to get it because it's not going to be back again. So you buy like 5 boxes that are like $100 a piece, and then you got to sell these ketones in samples to then like make your money back off the boxes that you bought. Well, not everybody's going to want to buy samples of ketones. And it's just, yeah. And then in the whole culture of it just felt scammy and I couldn't do it anymore.
So like that's the thing is like I never tried ketones because I would see the Prove It, and then there's a couple other brands out there that I can't think of.
Yeah, it's like Keto Me or keto something. Yeah,
I know I want to say that one of my family members, I think my cousin's wife was doing Prove It or one of the other ones, and she was selling them, and my aunt bought some, and I was like, I still never tried any. And then one day I was talking about something and I was looking up on Amazon. There's a company on Amazon that sells on Amazon called bulk supplements.
Mm-hmm.
And I was buying different kinds of bulk supplements. I was making my own electrolyte mix and such. And I saw that they sell BHBs on there, bulk supplements. It was like 300, was like maybe like 300 servings or 600 servings or whatever for like $20. And I was like, I will try it for $20.
Yeah.
I will buy a bag of this I used to have most of the bag. I was putting it in like my wife Chandra, I was putting in her coffee in the morning just to play around with it, just to see what it would do. But I mean, I wasn't, because I would Prove It. I don't know, was like what, $1.50 to $4 a serving kind of thing. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I never tried it.
I just know, so a 20-day supply of ketones was $131. So I'm an accountant, but it's Saturday. Okay, I don't know what that math is. But yeah. So yeah, it was 130, and then like you would get them for 101 if you were on Smart Ship, like meaning you had your order had to go through every month. But if your order didn't get, and you like earn points. But then, like, if you didn't have an order go through, they take all your points back, and you would have to sell them like on eBay, or like, because then other people are selling the ketones on eBay, and so people aren't wanting to buy from your website anymore because it's $130 for a 20-day supply when you can go on eBay and people are selling them on there for like dirt cheap. So it wasn't good, and the community was just not good. And my upline, who's actually she has a big following on Instagram, and I just looked up to her so much, and she is not the person that I thought she was. And like once I stopped like kind of like not sharing as much ketones, like she just got very mean and like kind of just not nice to me, and like it was all about sales at that point, so I'm like, well, you're not even trying to help people with ketones and like lose weight in keto, like you're just now about the sales. And I hated that, so I would always just feel scammy even like sharing them, and then I would be like, fast for 60 hours, because that's what they promote, is like at first it was just like they had these like reboots, and you fast for 60 hours and you just drink this broth that tasted terrible. Like it was the worst broth ever. And it was like I had to not eat for 3 days and then suck my stomach in, and be like, oh, taking these pictures like, look at me 60 hours ago and then look at me now. And like that's how I would like have to promote these products. And so it was ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Now I just post, freaking pictures that my husband got of me when I was bigger, and then like pictures of me in my kitchen, and you can totally just see the difference. And I don't have to not eat for 3 days.
Unfortunately for me, I don't have a lot of before pictures because as big as I was, because I was over 400 pounds.
Oh, dang.
You just hide from the camera. You stand in the
Yes.
back. You don't
Yeah.
the camera is not your friend, because then you're going to see what you look like. I mean, you almost in it, you hide from mirrors, you hide from looking at yourself. And I feel there's still like a weird piece of me now that still sees me as I used to be.
Yeah.
But then there's also a portion of me that kind of looks at myself like, and it sounds so dumb, but I'm like, man, I'm good looking. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just like there's a weirdness to it. And I'm like, I try not to tell people that. I mean, I'm very transparent, but at the same time, like, okay, I'll look at I'm like, I'm looking pretty good today. And I mean, I think we need more of that, but at the same time,
Exactly.
you feel bad for that at the same time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just the
Yeah,
only one,
no,
but
it's true. It's true. I started working with a life coach this like last September. And and they tell you to do that kind of stuff, and like say stuff to your and like she would be on the phone with me and she's like, tell yourself, I deserve this. And it's fucking weird. Like it's weird looking at yourself and being like, I am strong, I am beautiful. Like you feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable. And she would be like, just fucking do it. And I'm like, like it's weird. But okay, that goes back to the consistency thing. Like if I just every day just tell myself, okay, this is what I want. Like, I have a convention for Amare. So like I've moved up in the business. I'm like at the top of the company, and I never moved up with Prove It ever. And so anyway, I started sharing Amare, and the products obviously started changing my life. And I was like, okay, well, I want other women to like feel the way I feel. And when they have postpartum depression, like I want them to try this drink, because that's what it was. Like I said, it was all about my mental wellness. And then like I didn't expect to lose weight, I just did. And so yeah, I started sharing this. Well, then like I moved up, and like I have over like 100,000 in sales every single month now. I am now like building a team. I'm like thinking about stepping away from my actually accounting job, because I've replaced my income now with Amare from my accounting job. And I have these girls, like I'm building a team. And so we're going to this convention because I getting awards in July. And it's like, I've lost all this weight and that's great, but like, where do I go from here now? Like, I have to now get consistent and work out. I hate working out. Okay. I would think of a million other things to do than work out. That's why I just stuck to walking. I can walk, no problem. I'll walk forever. But like squatting and like lifting weights and like, no, I just feel like, I guess like I don't fucking have time for that. I don't want my body to hurt. And that's where I have to get into my head and tell myself, like, okay, do I want to complain because my legs hurt because I'm squatting because I want some nice ass legs in July? Or am I going to sit here and complain because my legs are hurting because I'm not exercising right now? And when we're walking everywhere in July, I'm fucking sweaty and annoyed because I'm out of shape. Like, even though I've lost all this weight, I'm still out of shape because I'm not working out. And that's what I need to just start telling myself, is that I love working out. I need to look at myself in the mirror every day and be like, I love working out. I want a fat ass. I want nice legs. I want toned arms. I want a nicer stomach, like I want to feel good when I'm walking on the stage getting my awards. And it's just telling myself every day in the mirror that I am great. I'm beautiful. I love working out. I love lifting weights and doing 50 squats. But
okay, so if I can get into a routine, for me, going to the gym is kind of like a spa day. And I do it. And so when I'm actually going to the gym, I will do things that I don't want to do at the gym in order to do things that I want to do at the gym. So, like, whether it's a cardio or whether it's weights or whatever, I want to go and I want to sit in the sauna. I want to, because like the gym where I go has like a hot tub, a sauna, a pool, a steam room, and all that stuff.
yeah.
So those are the things that I want to do. And I get you. Obviously, you get benefits from that because you can go and sit in the sauna and then get in the cold pool, whatever you. It's not an ice bath, but it's probably a 70-degree pool or 80-degree pool versus whatever. But I going and I haven't been in over a year, so this is basically what when I did go for a while, I would go and I would do cardio, I would lift some weights, and then I would go and do the hot tub, the sauna, and that's that's the reason I went. That was kind of like my like how do I get up and how do I get up and how do I get out of the house? Because I want to go do the sauna. I want to sit in the sauna and I want
Yeah.
to do that. But okay, before I get to that, I have to go. Now I'm here. So let me do my cardio. Let me do my 30 minutes of cardio. Let me do my weights, whatever.
Yeah.
Then I can go and sit in the steam room or the sauna or whatever. That's what it wasn't the cardio or the weights that got me out of the house. It was I want to go sit in the hot tub or the sauna for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Reward
That's what would
yourself.
so rewarding yourself with something that's still
Mhm.
beneficial. And I need to get back to it. But like getting up, like for me, like going to the gym, I need to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and
Yeah.
go and get back in time and do things, with the granddaughter. She gets our house at like 6:15.
Oh, dang.
Get ready for that. And then yeah.
I
So
know. It's like life. It's crazy, right? And then
life gets in the way.
we find all these excuses though. Always like I find a million excuses on why I don't work out. Like, but then, I'll just be doing dumb stuff for 20 minutes that I literally could have worked out for 20 minutes. Like I have, these Peloton workouts that are like 15 minutes. And some of them like really just kick your ass in 15 minutes. But it's getting on there and just going.
But for me, like one of the bigger detractors from that gym, the one I was telling you about, is it's perpetually busy. I think they open at 4 o'clock in the morning and they're open till like 11 or 12 at night. And it's like, because it was an old grocery store. We had a chain of grocery stores in our city that went out of business. They were local and they bunch of gyms went into those locations and other kind of companies. But so you go in and the parking lot for that grocery store was never as busy as this gym. And that's like intimidating of itself. You walk in and you're intimidated and you want to do things that there's a bunch of people over there who look like they really know what they're doing and I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go over there then. So that gets in my head too.
Yeah, that's why I don't go to gyms, because I have no idea what to even do whatsoever. So if like I got a gym membership that I paid for like a year and a half, and I went like one time, maybe twice. And all I would do was get on the stair stepper or the treadmill because I don't know how to use anything else or like what to do. And it was a 24-hour fitness, and like personal training was so expensive, like crazy. I'm like, no, I am not paying that. And so yeah, I would just never go to the gym. But so I stopped drinking in 2021 too, when I found out that I was pregnant, obviously with my son, and then I just haven't drank since. And I feel amazing. And I think that obviously probably has a lot to do with my weight loss as well. I didn't realize how much I was drinking until I quit. And so now it's like I'm getting bored though. Like I'm needing I'm allowing kind of like my ADHD, I notice, take over a little bit because I'm not drinking. It's like I need some like chaos in my life. So I procrastinate a lot and then let the chaos build up and then hurry up and take care of it. And then like last night, for example, like my house was clean. I didn't really have like a ton of like work to really do. Um, and so it was like my husband was like, "Do you want to watch a movie?" And like in my mind, like I'm like, "No, like I have a million things to do, but I don't I didn't have anything to do, and I like couldn't handle it. It was like I needed the chaos." And so I think that, and this is what I keep telling myself, I love to work out. I'm gonna love to work out because I think that maybe I can get addicted to it. Like I don't want to even get like crazy addicted, but I think I can get addicted to it, and it's healthy, and then I will help my mind, and then like, I'll start seeing those results. But I have to do something because I'm I'm getting bored. I'm bored in my life. I feel like I do the same thing every day and I'm bored.
And I
And
think that
like
we get the same way. So like we ended up sleeping, like we'll take naps because our granddaughter gets into the house at like 6:15 in the morning. She naps until it's time to, but she only goes to preschool 3 days a week. And then she will sleep like a teenager. She
mhm,
will literally sleep till like 2 in the afternoon.
yeah.
And we'll sleep right next to her.
Yeah.
So like there's a big issue there with us where like we will follow her lead and let her sleep, we'll sleep, and then we get up and then we've got all this stuff to do because so my wife is a nurse, but she works like a weekend option. So she only works her shift is Saturday, Sunday, 12 hours a
Mhm.
day. And then she does pick up like a Monday or a Friday, depending on the week. Um, and so like we have like Monday through Friday most of the times together, all of us, and just hang out and then like we do like reselling and stuff too, but this and all that stuff. But we ended up like just being lazy so often and we're like, oh, we've got stuff to do. And like, well, let's watch one more episode of this show. Or it's just so easy to let that
Mhm.
complacency kick in. And then like you kind of feel bad because you're not getting as much like I haven't been getting as many like actual videos produced. I still do like 3 to 4 lives a week,
Mhm.
but I'm not getting the videos produced that I have. You know, like even off camera, we were talking like we just did 7 videos, and I still haven't edited any of them yet, and that was like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
So just I need to be more consistent, not just with the diet, you know, and because I have that
Mhm.
kind of pretty much down pat, right? I mean, after 8 9 years, that's consistency there is key. So just being able to like find consistency in daily life and create that routine I think helps a lot because we just kind of do what we
Uh,
want.
yeah, and it's time management. Honestly, it's time management and staying disciplined, Like my life coach too tells me like which life coaches are annoying, just so you know. Like I cuss her out probably like every single day. But you know, she has this it goes back to writing down on a piece of paper like on this planner like what I'm actually going to do for that day. And she was like, you need to get really like granular, like what are you doing at 7 a.m. And I only had to do this for a week, but like what are you doing at 7 a.m., what are you doing at 8 a.m. Like I had to like set timers, and I need to really go back and do this exercise again because I got so frustrated. One with some other woman, grown ass woman, telling me what to do all the time. It's like, no, I'm like, no, lady, like, but like, it really did work, and like I'm like, okay, and realizing that I can do those things in the time that I put if I just like don't veer off like squirrel and my life's so much more smooth. But for some reason I just like chaos.
And
I
that's
just
what Jackie says here. So Jackie says that someone else who thrives in chaos,
Yeah.
she's like, I avoid the drama, but love to watch the shit shows that unfold at work. Kind of gives me peace.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I thrive in chaos. And I mean, and me and my husband talked about this too. It's like we have to now, find something else to do so we're not self-destructing. And that's what I've noticed too. So like he's been so good with just like, not snacking all the time and like eating sweets. And lately I've just been like, I think because like I'm not gaining weight like I used to anymore. Now that like my gut's healed, my metabolism is like so much faster. And everything, my body's just processing everything faster. And, um, and so like I'm like just eating like crap, I feel like. And, you know, not every single day, but like a lot of the time. And he's just being so good. And I'm just like looking at him like, "Ugh, I need to get like him. I don't get it. And then, so I've been like self destructing, I feel like lately with snacks. Like, he bought these Costco bars this last weekend on Sunday, right? These like Asian fucking dessert things. And I literally ate. Okay, so like 4 boxes come in like the pack, right? I literally ate every box and left one ice cream bar all week. Like he was like, "Wow, like you couldn't leave me any." And I'm like, "Actually, I left you one." But like and every day I was like, "Okay, I'm not going to eat any more of these." And I would eat like I've been eating 2 or 3 a night. And like I don't even know why. I'm just like craving it. And then I'm like grabbing a handful of cereal and like, and it's because like I'm not in my routine again. Like I'm my routine's off. I'm not staying consistent and I'm just self-sabotaging with food. And that's before it would be alcohol and food. And now it's just food. And I'm
Here's
just
another
like,
question. So Becky's asking, it's like, so, and I imagine this is probably a question for both of us. But she's asking, do you
yeah.
count macro or calories? I worry that I might be overeating. My hamburger patty, eggs, bacon, and sausage average 900 to 1,000 calories. I
Yes.
would say that is not overeating, and that might actually be
No.
borderline undereating.
Yeah, no. Well, no, but if in one meal,
Well,
and if you're
if
eating
that's a day, then that's
if that's a
definitely
day,
undereating. Yeah,
then no.
yeah.
In one meal though, and you're eating 3 of those meals, that's like 3,000 calories. But you have to like, okay, so this is what I was saying. So for the first 30 days when I like in July when I got consistent started walking, and which I'm actually going back, I'm doing this again for 30 days because we're doing a challenge with my life coach, who I'm gonna hate for the next 30 days. But in my group with my girls, I'm writing for the next 30 days. I'm going to be writing down, just or snapping a picture of what I eat. So I use my Fitness Pal. It's great. It's free. It gives you just type in the food that you ate and it gives you the calories, macros, all that crap for you. And so that's what I'm going to do for the next 30 days to see how I'm eating. Like, I'm not going to restrict myself,
Are you going to
chances
weigh
are
out
not.
what you eat?
Huh? Do I?
Are you,
No, I don't. I just kind of go based off like,
no, I mean, are you going
um,
to do for the challenge? Or are you going to
oh,
weigh
for
out
the
what you're eating?
challenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
For the challenge. I do. But I, again, like I just kind of grab what I think that I normally would eat and then I just weigh it off of that. But yeah, so for this challenge, I'm going to, for the next 30 days, write everything in my Fitness Pal to kind of get an idea again of where I am at and how I'm eating. Because before, yeah, I was consuming like close to like 3,000 or more calories. Well, in my Fitness Pal, I put in what my goals were, how active I was, and it tells you how many calories you should be eating, how many, and if you're keto, you can put in there like, I want to do 0 net carbs or only 20 net carbs. And then it will tell you what you should be eating if you're getting close to your carbs. So I use that. So yeah, I started tracking and my Fitness Pal was telling me that when I'm not active, I shouldn't have been eating more than 1,500 calories. But being active, it was like, I think 1,800 calories or something. Um, yeah. And some days would be more and some days would be less. I feel I was more in the range of like 1,200 to 1,300 calories for a while. But that's good for me. And when I eat, like I would eat till I'm full, And I noticed as I was getting more mindful in eating whole foods, obviously not all that processed stuff, I would get fuller faster and I would stay fuller longer. But obviously,
So
like,
I think he might be in here. I don't know. I don't know if Charlie's in here now, or I don't know if yeah, Charlie's in here. Darth Carnivore. He said good morning, but he is talking the other day about the fact that he's been doing carnivore for a while. So just strict carnivore, just meat, eggs, salt, that kind of stuff. And
yeah.
he's been having like 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day and losing weight. So
Dang.
like,
Yeah,
so I
that's
think,
it works
yeah,
so different for everyone.
yeah. I kind of wonder like, so I've never been a big person to count I mean, obviously, since we've started this lifestyle, I haven't really cared much about calories. Used them
Yeah.
more as kind of a guide. Like, okay, like I should probably be in this range, maybe, but like, how do I feel with that, and how do I function? Um, but never. I was always more concerned with like making sure I got enough protein and making sure my carbs are low enough.
Yeah.
Um, and I kind of want, I kind of wonder like, is there like a correlation with like the way calories behave versus what foods those calories are in? And I'm sure there is,
Mhm.
because I figure that like obviously if you're eating 3,000 calories of ribeye a day and not anything else, or you're eating
Right.
1,500 calories of honey nut Cheerios a day and nothing else, your body's gonna behave completely different, you know?
Yeah,
So
totally. Yeah, and then that's what I'm saying, like with the whole foods. So yeah, and that's crazy, 5 to 6,000 calories. But like me, also, I'm a lot smaller, So like, I probably couldn't eat 6 ribeyes. I mean, maybe if I, smoked some marijuana, probably could eat 6 ribeyes. Not gonna lie, but I yeah, everyone's different. I notice when I eat whole foods, though, I get fuller so much faster. So much faster. And then I eat way less. And so that's what I'm also going to try to do. Bacchus's 30-day challenge is like try to do pretty much 80-20, 80% healthy, 20% indulgence, and really stick to that. And like, my indulgence is like having some of my Ninja Creamy ice cream, that I make at night, or maybe having a sandwich and then carbs again with dinner, but not like overeating with the desserts and the carbs. So I'll kind of probably be more low carb, I feel like, these next 30 days too, but more whole foods, and see how lean I can get, because I lean out really fast if I do low carb too. Like when we did keto for just that short time, my husband lost like weight so fast, but then we gained it all back so fast.
yeah, and I mean, and that's the kind of thing and that's like, that's always one of the arguments against keto is like, well, if you stop, you gain all your weight back. Well, it's like if you were Weight Watchers and you stop doing Weight Watchers, you gain all your weight back.
Yeah.
Or it's like if you're doing any kind of diet, it takes really a shift in mindset. It takes a shift in lifestyle in order to be able to find that consistency.
It does.
Um, and for me, like one thing that I tell people when we talk about like the ketogenic lifestyle for me personally is the reason why I continue to stick with it. Weight loss has nothing to do with why I stay with it, but it's all a matter of mental clarity. It's all about me being able to find, actually, for the first time in my life, find satiety.
Mhm.
So finding that satiety, finding that I'm not hungry all the time. I can go hours and days sometimes and not I can go
Yeah.
almost a whole day and not even think about eating, or even I've gone 21 days and just had water
Yeah.
and electrolytes.
He-
I've done
yeah.
21-day fasts.
Yeah.
And
So my husband, he still fasts. He likes
yeah,
fasting because he says that's his body just feels the best.
you feel
Me,
great.
yeah, he loves it. I mean, his sense of smell comes back, the inflammation in his body goes down, his muscles aren't as tight. Me though, I fast and no, I'm
I
freaking
think it
not.
depends too on like body composition, and if you are a low body fat, fasting is not your friend, because I mean realistically,
Yeah.
like, and there's obviously differences between men and women too, depending on, and I'm obviously not an expert or anything on that, but like just the idea of just body composition and an amount of fat you have on your body
Hmm.
is how well you can fast, or should you even fast type thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm
Yeah.
not talking like 16 hours a day or whatever. I'm talking like 48 hours, 60,
Hmm.
like you were doing 60-hour fasts. And someone with your body composition doing that all the time probably isn't probably very wise.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. And I would, when I would be done with the 60 hours, instead of just, easing in, I would binge because I was so hungry from, fasting, that it was just, and then it's all again like mental mindset. My mind wasn't there at the time, but now, like I said, I found happy juice. Like everyone finds their thing, that works for them, and happy juice and my GBX Fit has worked for me. and I don't miss a day. I drink it every single morning. I take the pill. And like I said, like I haven't been like crazy strict, on my diet, but like I'm not, I've never been like, I'm 117 pounds right now, which for reference, I'm only like 5 foot, maybe 5'1" on a good day. So
That's
I'm
like
really
my
small.
leg.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's and I've never been this small. Like when I had my son, after I had him, I was at like 191. And when I started like getting consistent, like, okay, I'm going to change my life, I was still at like 170. And then I just stayed consistent. And now it's like I can just eat kind of, just eat whatever. I don't have to like, I haven't been tracking or whatever. I just eat when I'm hungry. And I've been eating too many Costco ice cream bars. But like, I'm not gaining all that weight back and I don't feel like shit. And I'm just like, okay, well, whatever. This week I need to like get back on it and start working out. And I feel good. I think that's what I love about my happy juice is that like it's actually like healed my gut to where now I don't have to worry about, oh, I need to fast for 60 hours. I just live my life. And I feel like when I was like drinking ketones and stuff, I would think, oh, you can drink this drink and then eat all this crap. And then I'd feel like crap. And then I'd be like, oh, I got to fast for 60 hours. And then I would be starving after 60 hours. And then, yeah, it was like this never ending cycle.
So
But
for
now,
me, I utilize fasting like a 60-hour fast would be because I'm in the process of doing something, going somewhere, and I'm going to be in a situation where I'm maybe surrounded with things that I don't want to eat or situations where I don't want to eat. Like I would say not traveling,
yeah.
but like as example, if I'm in the car and we're driving like 16 hours somewhere or something where and it takes us a whole day to get there, I'm probably snacking and drinking coffee and whatnot. But I've utilized like 48-hour fast and stuff like that because say like I get off work and we would go to a concert and concert food is like pizza and french fries and stuff that I don't want to eat. And then I would get home from the concert at midnight and then I'm like, well, it's too late to eat now. So then I'll eat the next day. My next day eating window is like 7 o'clock at night. So then it's like just being able to get through that and kind of get to where utilizing fasting to meet my own lifestyle
Yeah.
is kind of where I sit. Because I mean,
Mhm.
even every day, I don't necessarily start and stop eating the same time every day now. And I kind of, that is because I'm home 90% of the time.
Mhm.
I don't have a place to be.
Yeah.
Um, like when I was working a job that was like I had to be there at 9 a.m. I was there till 6 p.m. It was like I had to leave and get there. So it was like an hour worth of travel time, getting ready time, travel time in the morning, an hour getting home, and then all the stuff in between. And then like, so, and I would fast until I got home from work because then I'm eating dinner with the family. So basically, I just became OMAD at that point because it was convenient. So I
Yeah.
think utilizing fasting in that aspect works for someone like me, but not
Yeah. I feel
necessarily.
like I
Yeah.
guess I still utilize fasting because like I'm not a breakfast person. It just like grosses me out really. I'm more like a brunch person. So I mean, we'll have dinner at like 7 and then I don't eat again sometimes until like 11 o'clock, 12 the next day. That's normally most of my days because I just don't like breakfast really.
I like breakfast food, but I'm not hungry in the morning.
Oh, so I don't like breakfast food either. So I'm a weird person like that. I mean, it's like it's rare. I mean, I will like at 11 o'clock, but not like in the morning. So, and then I feel weird sometimes eating breakfast, so late. So then I'm like, I'll just skip breakfast, go straight to lunch food. But I do actually fast, I feel like, because I don't normally eat until, yeah, 11ish. But my husband utilizes fasting, um, just like to feel better, like he gets like sciatica in his hip or back or whatever. And so he utilizes fasting to get the inflammation down, obviously, to help with the pain. And he's actually fasting right now. And so he can do it. I can't do it.
Right. And I mean, but he's probably I don't know him. I don't even know if I've ever seen pictures of him or not, but he's probably a 200-pound man, right? Give or take.
Like, yeah, like 227
Yeah.
now.
So he's a normal sized guy, right? You're 100, you said you're 117 pounds.
Now, yeah.
That makes total sense why fasting isn't so great for you. I mean,
Yeah,
that just
no.
makes total sense. You probably have, I mean, you probably still, and now, and I'm going to throw a percentage out there, and it's not to sound bad, but like, you're probably what, a 20% body fat?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious,
Because I
because
know some of the lowest people, like the bodybuilders, when they get super lean, they get down to like 4%.
yeah,
But
yeah, I'm
that's
still
like,
like
you're like
20 or
knocking on death's door
25
then.
for sure, because I can see it in my arms and stuff. Yeah, no, and fasting, when I do, it's like kind of, I have fasted, I feel like, for like a day or two, just because I gotten so busy that I forget to eat. But I do, my body feels physically sick, and I can like see it in me when I fast. Him, he looks great and like he's thriving in life. Me, I'm like, look like a corpse.
Well,
So,
he's got enough reserves. So like, you figure like someone like even me, I'm like 300 pounds. Okay. So you figure I'm still probably 50% body fat. So you figure, so you say 150 pounds of fat on my body, right? Give or take.
hmm
And
hmm
that's 3,500 calories, 3,600 calories for per pound. So you figure, say even for 100 pounds, that's like what, 350,000 calories, 360,000 calories of fat. Like, do you think like the average American that's overweight, 3,600 calories times their body weight, that's fat. That's some people, a million calories stored.
Dang, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah, that's like you could think of like how many calories of fat are stored on your body if you're
Wow.
looking at it as 3,600 gram or 3,600 calories of fat in a pound of fat. So if you've got
hmm
100 pounds of fat on you, that's 300 and 360,000 calories you have on your body. So that's why you could like live for weeks,
Yeah.
months without eating. I mean, obviously you need some kind of sustenance, water and salt
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But that's a way to look at it. So like whenever you think like, I only lost. That's why like, when somebody comes in, like, somebody will be upset with themselves that, I only lost a quarter pound this week.
hmm
Okay, you still lost. Or
Yeah.
you only lost 4 pounds this month, or you only, you know,
Yeah. Still, yeah.
you're still winning.
True.
So yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to get off here soon because I gotta go ready. We have to take our son to the
Sure.
zoo. I hear him running back and forth, getting impatient.
They do that. They love to run. They got to get those wiggles out. Well, any
Yeah.
final thoughts from you? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I just, I guess working on, man, if you're lacking consistency, I guess really just doing that corny crap, talking to yourself in the mirror every day, telling yourself, this is what I want, this is what I have to do to make that change. Because we're only getting older. Time's going by so fast, I can't even believe it. It's insane. But thank you for having me today.
Well, thank you for
Sorry,
being here.
yeah,
I
I almost
totally
forgot
appreciate
about
it.
it.
I totally appreciate you, and I'm glad that you came by. And I want to say thank you to you for being here. Thanks to all the people that were chatting with us today, those with questions, and thanks to all the members that I have. Without them, it makes it very difficult to do this. So I appreciate everybody, and I'll talk to you soon, Brandi. Thank you so much
Okay.
for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.